Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host El Young, and we are here with the absolute legend Dave Revels. So welcome, Dave.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, Eli. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So Dave, could you introduce yourself and what you do?
Sure. My name is Dave Revels, formerly of a group you might have heard of called the Drifters. I became the lead singer of a cappella legendary group called The Persuasions, where I produced and arranged their albums after 2006. Um, I'm a singer-songwriter, recording artist, show producer. I produce a lot of nostalgia shows like Motown, Southern Soul shows. One is called Shadow of the 60s for Motown and Soul of America for Southern Soul like Wilson Pickett and things like that. And I'm an entertainer.
Cool, cool. Let's dive into some questions.
And I'm also a
Uh,
UK man. I was born in England and I'm still a UK citizen of Great
cool,
Britain.
cool,
I didn't give
cool.
it up.
Yeah, I did read that you were born in London.
Yeah, still a citizen. I didn't give it up.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so let's dive into some questions. As a child, what were you listening to?
Oh man, the era I came up with was people like, believe it or not, Andy Williams, Sinatra, Dean Martin. Then, of course, Sam Cooke, uh, gospel music. Of course, I was living in Jamaica as a child too. So, the beginning of it, rock steady, ska, and into reggae and calypso. So my ears are pretty much open to all music. If it registered melodically, I was singing it or humming it.
Cool, cool. So who actually got you into sort of like listening to music? Was it your parents or a sibling, or was it a journey of self-discovery?
Self-discovery. Like I said, I always listen to music. It got my attention. A song came on the radio. Believe it or not, as a little boy, one of the first songs I started singing was Davy Crockett, King of the Old Frontier, because my name is Dave and Davy registered. So it was really just listening to music. I always hummed and liked singing. I was terrified of performing as a child. They put me on a stage with other kids and I cried to get off. But the art, the love of music was always a part of me. So that's how it pretty much happened.
Cool, cool. So who actually inspired you to say, you know what, I want to become a musician. I want to become like a singer.
Well,
Who
in high
actually inspired
school,
you?
well, in
All
high
right.
school, they have a thing called the Glee Club, and I got up the nerve to audition for a solo, and everybody had picked up when I sang, and I got the solo, and uh, that's where it starts. A lot of people, I think, in school, a lot of other kids who were musical and inclined started looking at me and talking to me, and we started gathering. And then as it filtered down personalities and vocals and style, I got my first group together when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And it was just the idea of trying to learn how to sing. And what really was pivotal in me becoming professional is I met one of the members of the legendary group, The Persuasions, the a cappella group. And he took me on his wing and taught me harmony. And that helped me with my group because I was able to instruct them with harmony. And then one year after bouncing around and singing with all different acts, I got a chance to audition for the Drifters, and that was when it really got serious because before I was doing a lot of shows, I was all performing in bands. But when you join a group like the Drifters back then, you were working 28 days a month, touring all over the country, around the world. So that was my real taste of professional music. And I was always a person with progression in thought, meaning, okay, I'm singing, but I learned how to sing background first. And I said, let me sing lead now. Then I started singing lead and said, you know what? Uh, Let me put together a band behind this. Then it became, okay, well, let me stage a show. Then it became, well, let me write the songs. And then it became, well, let me produce the songs. So it just kept I kept learning the next phase of the art that way.
Cool, cool. Well, obviously, you mentioned the Drifters there. Could you tell us a little bit about your time in the Drifters?
Yes, I worked with two of the original members, Charlie Thomas. This is the Benny King era of the Drifters. Charlie Thomas, sweets for my sweets, sugar for my honey, and the original bass singer, There Goes My Baby, Ellsbury Hobbs, and that's the group I joined and became a member of. And with that group, I really call it going to the University of Rock and Roll, American rock and roll, because they toured with every legendary act you could imagine. Name them, they toured with them. And being a member of the group, I got to rub shoulders with all these artists from Motown to doo-wop to rock and roll. And that was when my real training began because, again, I'm the kind of person I watch and I listen and I learn. So I was watching production. I was watching how Dick Clark produced a show and I'd pay attention. I pay attention to the technical side. I pay attention to how the other groups dressed and how they performed, and how they danced. So that was my real schooling in the industry.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I we just said that just before went live. I used to listen to the Drifters back in the 70s and the 80s.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was like yeah, it must have been an amazing experience to actually perform with the Drifters.
Man, night after night, I'd sit in the wings. I'd watch Roy Orbison perform. I'd watch Dale Shannon perform. I watched the Platters perform. I'd watch Chuck Berry perform, Chubby Checker perform, um, even Fabian, Leslie Gore. All these acts, I'll just keep naming them because I watched them night after night. Little Anthony, you remember Little Anthony?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
watched them perform night after night. So every night after hours set, I'd go out front and I'd watch like an audience member and I'd pay attention to what they did. So, but Eli, I'll tell you what I learned. I learned the biggest lesson I learned from all of them is to be yourself. Don't make up some character that you can't sustain. I mean, I'd literally watch them be backstage laughing or joking about something. They announced the name, they walked through the curtain to the front of the house, the same personality, the same character that was backstage with me. So I learned they were an affectation, they were themselves. So that helped steer my mind to how I approach my music is to really be me when I perform or write or do anything.
yeah. True, true. So, um, what have you been up to, especially over the last couple of years?
Well, I've been doing a lot of writing. I do a lot of producing. I produce live shows, nostalgia shows. One is called Shadows of the 60s, tribute to the supergroups of Motown. And that's a nationally touring production. And then I have another show called Soul of America, which is Southern soul music, and that tours all over the country as well. We've been to France, Italy, the Caribbean, things like that. Um, we even did Paul Stanley's birthday party from Kiss. He flew us out of California because he wanted us to do it. And I've been writing and performing and recording my music, and I'm very excited about that because I feel you must be an artist. And to be an artist, you have to do something that expresses who you are. You have to have personal representation of you. If you just do other people's music, it's great, it's cool as an homage. But if you want to be an artist, you have to do you. You have to create your own music. And that's been a focus of mine, recording and releasing my music.
Cool. Yeah, cool. We have a question from my head moderator for the channel, Lisa Boo. She asks, do you have a favorite performance?
Of mine?
Yeah, or performance of with the Drifters or yourself, your own
Oh, yeah.
performance or
Okay.
what?
With the Drifters, my most, how would you call it, favorite performance was when we did Motown Returns to the Apollo Theater in 1985 for NBC. It's called Battle of the Bands. You can look it up on YouTube. Over 3 million views. They call it Battle of the Bands because it was the Cadillacs, the Manhattans, uh, the Drifters that I was a part of, Temptations, and the Four Tops. And we each came out and did a segment. We opened up the whole show, and then we're on there together singing a finale. And that was great because my first child was born early that day. So I went from the hospital to record the show. So that makes it my most special because I became a father for the first time that same day. Yeah.
Cool. And your favorite performance with your own music?
Yes. Oh, yes. I do that a lot. I do an annual show on my birthday at a place called the Cutting Room in New York City. It's a well-known venue where a lot of artists fall through. Uh, and they've got to like enjoy my appearance there because I bring people from all over the state to come to see me do my music. So that's exciting, performing your music live before an audience, and to have them. I tell you, Eli, what's really uh, inspirational is when people sing along to a song they're hearing for the first time, and you realize that the song you wrote and something in a song resonated, and they're singing along with you, So that's what makes that fun for me is to sing my music with people.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lisa, for that. It's
Lisa, thank you,
very.
Lisa.
Yeah. So, what are you writing? Any sort of like new material, whether it
Yes,
be for
yes. As
yourself
a matter
or
of fact,
for other? Yeah, cool.
I recently released a new song, a song with Ed Robinson. You might have heard of him. He had a reggae hit, "Knock Knock Knocking on Heaven's Door,"
Yeah,
and he produced two songs of me reggae form because my history is also Jamaican. So that was released recently. It's called "Shine On," and a good Jamaican woman. And I'm in the studio present now doing working my latest single called "Hands in Love." It's a song about for us to find a common ground to relate to each other, human harmony. So I plan to introduce a song to artists around the world to have them do a version of it in their language, in their musical form. So I'm really excited about that project. And because I feel as an artist, you have a chance to enlighten the world and also uplift the world. So I just don't want to write a song about, hey, baby, I love you, I love you. Okay, that's cool. But this song is about us finding a pathway to communicate and stand on common ground. So it's called Hands in Love, and I'm looking to release that later this year.
cool, cool. Are you sort of like writing an EP or an album or full album yeah, for release, or are you just like planning on doing singles?
It's going to be a full album, because I have a lot of songs in the cans for that. And I've been doing singles as well because, the world is, I found right now the industry is a little bit difficult to navigate as far as reaching a public in mass. Because as an independent artist, we don't have the budget to push ourselves in every medium and every day and every volume. So I, I've gone back to the old school, which is to bring my music to a live audience, record my album, and go out live in front of an audience and bring people into me one room at a time. Um, where will that lead me? I don't know, but I do know that each room I play, I get new fans that stay with me, and that's my aim. I like it that way. It's organic, and I'm an entertainer first, so I love the interaction between an audience and singing your music that you wrote because something inspired you to write it, and then have it resonate with people live. I think that's a very wonderful reward, and I embrace that.
Yeah, cool. There's no other feeling than just performing in front of a crowd.
Oh,
It's yeah.
no greater feeling, Eli. And I have a title for the album. It's gonna call Soul Surfer
Cool,
because
cool,
I'm in a lot of different genres of music because I grew up in all that. So I'm pretty much surfing my soul through different genres of music that have resonated with me. So that's why I landed on the title Soul Surfer.
cool, cool. Are you sort of like in the process of recording the album, or are you just waiting until you finish all the writing?
I pretty much completed most of the writing. The song that's in the can now, I just wrote that one, so that's being recorded. So then it's a matter of assembling them, seeing which ones really work well within one collection of songs, and then I'll go about the business of releasing it.
Cool, cool. Is there any sort of like confirmed release date?
Uh,
Is there any sort of like confirmed release date for the album, or are you just waiting till it finishes? You waiting for you finish recording?
you mean if I do it in the studio, you say?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you when you sort of like finish recording, is there any sort of like confirmed release date?
Well, I don't have a confirmed release date. No, if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, yeah. All
Um,
right, okay.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having just difficulty hearing that, but if you can repeat that for me so I can hear it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like I was wondering if you had a confirmed release date for the album.
No, I don't.
All right, yeah,
I'm focusing first, like it says, on finishing it, having it say exactly what I want to say and how I want to say it, and then I'm going to get about formula. Because like I said, I don't really. It's not a race for me. It's because once you let it go, you can't take it back.
yeah,
So I'm just right now in the process of saying what I want to say and making sure that when it's done, I can say, okay, that's how I wanted to say it. And then I'll return to you, Eli, to help me. you know,
yeah,
because
yeah. You're more than welcome.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm inspired by people, Eli. Like some people put what they want to get from it before they record it. For me, it's I'm inspired by certain things I want to say, and I do my best to say it in the recording. And then I get to the point of, okay, now how do we get it to the public and what's the best way? Because again, being an independent, because I'm not signed to a label, uh, it's not an easy path.
yeah. It isn't. It isn't. Um, we've got a sort of like question from a beautiful Marcella. She asks, because she's just subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you.
She asked. She just asked, what should I listen to first? What song to listen to first?
In the back seat with the radio on for fun. That shows you my nature. I like to have fun with music. So that shows you a lot about who I am. And then you can move through my catalog if you listen to stuff on YouTube. Some things are very deep and serious, like one song called "Look Into Their Eyes," which talks about betrayal of trust. Uh, and then there are other songs about monogamous relationships, one on one. Then there are other songs that are world topics. But in the back seat is where I have a lot of fun. So Marcella, I'd listen to that one first.
Yeah, yeah. She just said, "Oh my gosh, I love that title."
All right. In the backseat girl with the radio on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lisa Bruce also said, "I love that song as well."
Oh, thank you, Lisa. I had so much fun recording that song, and the video, like I said, it's homemade. Like I said, I don't have $1 million budget, so it is. I had to put together a visual to go on with the song. So I hope you like that too, because basically it's just me, having fun with the song.
Yeah, yeah. Marcella also says, wrong one. He's very deep and spiritual. Spiritual.
You know what, Marcella, I realized something. You may have heard this before, and it's not corny, it's really true. Our next breath is not promised to us. The breath we inhale is a gift. The breath we exhale is involuntary. We can't stop that. So I try to live my life, Marcella, where I'm nowhere I don't want to be. I'm with people I want to be, and I try to do no harm, because I have a thing about not doing harm, because every time you do harm to someone, it's one road you can never go down again. So if you keep doing the things and people, you start chopping down how many roads you can go down. All of a sudden you find yourself stuck and isolated in one path. And then, so I try to live my life like that. I try to live my life as calm as I can.
Yeah, yeah. Good wisdom that. good wisdom. Yeah. Marcella also asks, where are you? Are you in LA
I live
or?
in New York City, Marcella. I was born in England. I'm still a UK citizen. I didn't give up my citizenship. Still got that red old passport. Um, and I came back to the UK in 2010 to do a show with Brian Eno. We did it in Brighton with the Persuasions and another group called Naturally Seven. It was a huge concert we did there. And I really enjoyed my return. I'd love to come back to the UK more and perform, but like they say, have gig will travel, someone will invite me, I'll turn up.
Um, yeah, yeah. Marcel says, also filled with love.
Hey, Marcel, it sounds like you got an old soul too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got a beautiful soul.
I could feel that.
Beautiful,
The
beautiful.
way she's responding, I can tell she's piped into that stream of life. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, if you, so, Marcel just asked, would you go over to LA to play a
Huh?
gig, or would you go over to Los Angeles to play a gig, to tour?
If I'm prepared to tour,
Yeah, to over in LA.
yeah, I'd go anywhere. Like I says, I'm wide
Yeah,
open. Because I've traveled the world. I've been to Norway and everywhere you can imagine. So for me, like I literally say, have gig will travel.
yeah,
She says, "What about LA?" I see. Is that
yeah,
LA or
yeah.
Louisiana? LA.
LA.
Yeah, I was in LA doing a show for Paul Stanley from Kiss. I did his birthday party. But I'm constantly performing. I don't stop. I've been. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Um, I've been performing for 50 years. I celebrated my 38th birthday last month.
Cool, cool. Uh, so, if somebody offered you to tour the world again, um, would you do tour the world again?
Yes, definitely. I travel a lot, you personally as well, for personal reasons. I'm a restless soul like that. I get if I'm home in New York for more than a month, I'm extremely restless. So I travel constantly. I've never stopped performing. I'm not one of those people who just sit in a room and write and send music out on the internet. I follow up with performing live because I say music isn't true. A song truly isn't complete for me until I perform it live because the audience puts the final punctuation on the song with how they react to it, what they sing along with, what they do. So my song is not complete until I perform it live.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I was just about to ask, could you tell us a little bit about in the back seat with the radio on?
What do you want to know?
Uh,
Oh,
anything and
what
everything
inspired it?
about
I'll
it?
tell you that. I'll tell
Yeah,
you. Here's what inspired it. The whole premise is this. When you get married or you get hooked up with someone and you're with them for a while, you stop doing special things together. And especially if you have kids, all of a sudden the kid come between you and the bedroom, where they walk into the bedroom anytime they want to. And so the intimacy sometimes can lose its luster in a relationship. And sometimes some people stray because they're looking for excitement again, that charge from somebody else outside the relationship. But I wrote the song to say, hey, um, no need to fool around in useless regret. Put them behind us all and pledge to forget. And when we reminisce in days of old, it's to remind us that we still got that soul. I don't need no brand new lover, can't take that stress. I just want to dance with my girl in her favorite dress. No telling where we'll end up once in the car. Put on that cruise control and see just how far. So in other words, it's about rekindling the magic with the person that you're with. And don't look outside for the excitement, polish up your own love. And that's what the song is about.
cool, cool, cool. Yeah, cool. Marcella, well, Isabel said age is just a number, and she also said Forever Young at Heart.
Huh?
Forever Young at Heart.
Forever.
Forever
Oh,
Young
Forever
at
Young at
Heart.
Heart. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
do you know that I did a version of that song?
Did you? Oh,
The song Forever Young, Forever
oh, right.
Young. I did it with the Persuasions. That song. The
Yeah,
title just remind me of that. So if you go to the Persuasion album, it's called "Knocking on Bob's Door," the music of Bob Dylan. You hear me do I arranged a version of that song, that title, "Forever Young," to a cappella.
yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, could you tell? Oh, that's what I forgot about. I forgot. Just remembered. The Persuasions. Could you tell us a little bit about your time in time with the Persuasions?
Well, I first met them in 1972 when by one of the members who taught me harmony. And then with that lesson, I was able to later on, as I grew older, got to audition for the Drifters. But then a few years afterwards, I went to their concert at BB King's Manhattan, and I sang with them on a song. They invited me up. I got a call 2 weeks later. I was about to go on vacation to Jamaica, and they said, "Dave, we're doing a new album. It's called The Persuasion Sings the Beatles. And would you like to be on it?" I said, "Sure." So they invited me to sing on that album, and I recorded the album. One of the songs on that album is Octopus's Garden, Ringo's song, and I did a whistling solo on that, which in the middle of the recording, because recorded live in the church, the lead singer at the time, Jerry Lawson, just mouthed to me the words "whistle," and without practicing, without thinking about it, I just opened mouth and whistled a solo over the song that was recorded live. And if you listen to it now, The Persuasion Sings the Beatles, Octopus's Garden, you'll hear me doing a whistling solo. But that group has been around since 1972, 67, 72, and they perform with Paul Simon, uh, 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 oh gosh, name it, every iconic artist from the era coming up, The Temptations, Stevie Wonder, Lou Reed. They toured Europe, they toured England with Europe with Lou Reed. And they're truly an iconic act. And I got the chance to sing with them on that album and then take over the lead when the lead singer left the group to go solo. They called me in to take over the lead. And with that group, I recorded a double album set with the group Bare Naked Ladies. You heard of Bare Naked Ladies?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I arranged the background vocals and sang lead in a double vinyl album with them in 2017 called Ladies and Gentlemen, The Persuasions, and Bare Naked Ladies and The Persuasions. So that group is truly, to me, a group that deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the original five guys. Me, I was just happy to continue their legacy and work with the original members as one by one they passed away. There's only one member left, and that's J. Otis Washington. But I got to perform with all the group members, you know. So that was an amazing experience, you know.
Yeah, 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 Marcella has asked, are you an air sign?
Well, I don't know what that. Actually, I'm Virgo. So when I say Virgo, people go, "Oh yeah, yeah." So I don't know exactly what a Virgo is supposed to be doing, but I'm a Virgo.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what. I'm a Cancerian. I'm a Cancer.
You're a
So
Cancer.
yeah,
Well, you know what it is.
my
Like I said, we I think that everyone has a nature, you know, and we all gravitate to the same similar type of nature, or sometimes we gravitate to people that have a little yang to our yin, and it spices up the affair, and then it lasts a long time. Sometimes, you know, but
yeah,
I think the sign for me is humanity. You know, if we look at
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
through our humanity and not color or religion or race or ideology, just look at a human.
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, Marcella, I said when you said about persuasions, touring the UK, touring Europe with Lou Reed, Marcella has said, I met Lou Reed.
Oh man, fantastic! One of the members of Bare Naked Ladies was Lou's manager, road manager, and performed with him. And that's Kevin Hearn, the guitarist and keyboard player with Bare Naked Ladies. He was Lou's musical director. And that's where he first met the Persuasions himself. So yeah, that's cool.
Cool, cool.
That's a pretty good piece of history you got there, Marcel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, she also says, I almost said Virgo. I'm a Virgo. When is his birthday? This month?
Yeah, September 12th.
So, cool, cool. Yeah. So, where can people find you on social media?
Well, I'm on Facebook, of course, Dave Revels. I have a website, daverevels.com. My Instagram is Rebels Music 2018, so you can find me there. And if you want to drop me an email, rebelsmusic@gmail.com. I'm accessible, and like I said, it's because I'm a people person. I don't believe music should be created in a vacuum. If you write a song, it's not real until you perform it live.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's always been my aim when I write is to perform it.
Cool, cool. Yeah. Marcella has said she's followed all three of your social media links. So
Thank you, Marcella.
yeah. So yeah, thank you, Marcella. As if anybody's got any more questions, please ask now, because we're going to be starting to wrap things up. So my last question is: any advice for people who want to become a musician?
But like I was saying earlier, be yourself. Have confidence in what you're trying to express, because there's enough people copying people out there as it is. So you're not going to stick up out of anybody's stream that way. You have to have confidence in whatever vision you have, and don't censor yourself. Don't edit your thoughts. Don't edit what you want to say. Don't worry about any specific format of how a chord change should run. If you hear it one way, do it that way, and believe in what you are saying. Because if you hope to be respected in any form or another, is to write how you feel, say exactly what you want to feel, and it's not a race. Connect with people. When you write something or any art you're expressing, present it before people. That's when it's real. That's when they'll get to know you. And also accept if someone doesn't like what you do, because art is subjective, which means that not all people will see it, hear it, or feel it the same. So if somebody said to you, I don't like that song, it's okay if they don't. And if they like it, wow, thank you. So don't write something as you're writing it, trying to write it, saying, I got to write it this way because they may not like it if I write it this way. Don't censor yourself. That's my advice.
Cool. Yeah, sound advice there. Sound advice. Let's before we sign off. Lisa Boo said that you have new subscribers. You have new subscribers.
I'm so happy. I mean, God bless each and every one of you for taking the time to listen to me and vibe with what I'm saying. Eli, thank you for having me. Lisa,
my pleasure.
Marcella, again, we artists, it's not a job, it's a calling. You're called to it. And I've been doing this now for 50 years. And I never thought of it as a race to get to any destination. I take each experience and opportunity like a door I need to walk through, and I just walk through it. And the one thing I do is when I walk into a new room, I walk with an open mind, no preconceived notion of how it should go. That's how I've been able to collaborate with people like Yorma Carpenter from Jefferson Airplane, who's in the Hall of Fame. I was able to collaborate with, Bare Naked Ladies. We recorded 15 songs in less than 48 hours. And I walked into the room. I didn't care what they did before. All I knew is for that moment, it was about the songs we're about to do. So it's all about the creation. So that's what artists are. You know, we're not doing it for applause. Applause makes us feel good, but we're doing it because we have to say something. And I'm just trying to say what's on my mind, and I hope you like it.
Oh, a little bit of ticklish. Yeah, some good thing there. Good thing. So, Dave, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so
Eli,
much.
thanks, man. This means a lot to me. I appreciate it.
My
I really
pleasure.
do.
My pleasure.
And stay in
And
touch with me, Eli.
oh yeah, I will. I will. Oh, definitely. I would. I would love to have you back on.
Thank you. Write down my email address now, rebelsmusic@gmail.com.
Yeah,
And send me a
I've
line,
got.
okay?
Yeah, I will. I will. So again, thank you so much again, Dave, for coming on. And any last words before you want to go? Before we go.
You know, just to say that I'm trying to live my life, you know, and respect everybody else living their life. And I just like meeting people like yourself. You're genuine, you're open, you know, and I'm just grateful, man. That's all I got to say. I'm grateful.
Same here. Same here. I'm so grateful for you to come on to this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you,
It's been an
man.
absolute pleasure.
And keep in
So,
touch.
oh, I will. I will. So, Dave, thank you so much. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you all later.
Bye.